Hi, I wanted to jump on here live to talk about suffering, first of all. Um, I had a situation happen this last week that just caused me a lot of suffering. Someone intentionally hurt me, and oh, I was really feeling it in my heart. And I thought about it. It's like my suffering that I was experiencing is nowhere near the amount of suffering that racism has caused and the history of racism. And so I'm sitting with that and feeling like, you know, this is nothing. I can handle this. I can turn this around. And so I used my frustration over what happened to turn myself around. And I wanted just to share about that because I remember to use a really good tool. The first one is I wrote a letter of amends. I haven't sent it. I just wrote down my part in the situation, wrote it out, and I felt so much better. And, in a lot of situations, we don't have much to say, I'm sorry over, and maybe nothing at all, but it felt good to me to take a look at me first. And then I remembered some moves. So in my suffering, my shoulders wanted to come in. I wanted to protect my heart because this person that hurt me was someone that I thought loved me and really wanted the best for me. And that's what the words were before the the bow and arrow came out and the stabbing through my heart happened. And so I remembered, I used to massage my pectoral muscles. Like when I lived in the city, like every time I'd come to a stop, like I would grab my pectoral, which is right here above my chest, and it attaches here on my shoulder joint, and I would massage it. And it feels so good. So if you're watching, just grab and massage your pectoral muscle and breathe in and breathe out and just release that suffering. Allow it to create the change. Like, I know in suffering we can say, okay, we can wallow in it, we can be in it, or we can get so frustrated with it and just say, enough, enough already. And that's where I am. I'm like, enough already. I'm going to create the change that I want to create. So in order to do that, I have to have these shoulders away from my heart space. So I just switch sides. And you notice I'm moving my arm as I kind of grab and squeeze my pec. Oh, it feels so good. And you know what? It frees my neck. And I can breathe a lot more, even with just a little grab and massage. It makes such a huge difference. And it's these little things sometimes that we do that do make a big difference. So every time I start to feel that suffering again over the last week and now and today even, I just grabbed and massaged and I feel, I'm just frustrated with this and I'm going to make a change. So I am. And who am I changing? Me. I can stand up and say enough. I can shift something internally inside of me. I can make a promise to never trust anyone again or really get a lot more choosy with who I trust. So it's up to me inside of me, and I get to make those changes. And we're all the same. Like, I am now taking that to what I see out there, like, in doing my part, because I am frustrated with how people are treating people. I know you may be too. I've had enough. So I'm going to do my own internal work with my own suffering, and then as I expand out to make the change inside of me, then I'm available help the collective change that's going on. Let's keep making these changes because this is our world and we get to dream it and we get to make it into what works for us. So, massage those pectorals. Get down there, write your amends. And that just is like saying, this is my part in it. Maybe I just have allowed it to go on. Maybe I've cowered instead of standing up. Maybe when this thing happened and I immediately wrote a letter just like kind of apologizing for whatever, maybe I shouldn't have sent that. I should have sat with it a little bit longer and just really felt in to what my part really was, and maybe never sent anything out. It's just being able to just find it here, resolve it here, and then take the action. And I do want to say it's never too late. We can take any action at any time. It's never too late. Thank you for listening to me and get frustrated with your suffering and say enough and make the change inside of you first. Thank you. Bye.